Let me introduce you to my student Martin, who sold $96,000 in the last month on Amazon with one product. Now, this is not me trying to brag. This is the exact opposite, because I realized I've made a huge mistake in the last 18 months of doing this, and it's caused me to launch mediocre after mediocre product, to the point where I don't have a single product selling more than 20K a month, but I've got students who are doing more than that. So I sat down and analyzed what their products were, what they had done, and had a huge realization, because they did one thing differently. That's it. But caused them to sell so much more. Other than that, everything was the same. So we're going to go through Martin's case study to teach you what that one thing is. Now, this is important because this is how you get life-changing money on that first product. You don't have to make $3,000 a month profit on your first product, or $5K. You can make $20,000. You just got to set yourself up to do that. So let's go through Martin's case study. So what he did is he looked at a product market on Amazon, and he realized that by reading the reviews, 5 to 10% of people use this product in a different manner, something that requires different uses out of the product. So he designed a product to fit those customers who need that. So he had to create the product, make it heavy duty. He used a little bit different material. And on top of that, he had to add a feature to it, which really just required a little bit of glue. He did that and launched the product. And he spent less money on his first product than a lot of my students did, less money than I did. He only spent $4,000 on this first order. And I had spent $5K, but obviously he's doing a ton more money on his first product. The one difference that he did in looking at some of these other students is in the market that they picked. You go look at these markets that I have been looking at historically, the stuff that, I hear guru after guru talk about. This is why I've been doing it. Look, let's go and find markets. They sell 10 to 20 grand a month, maybe 30. And that's where we want to pick products. But that is the exact opposite of what Martin did. His top competitors in the space sell $250,000 a month or more. Now, Martin's never going to be that $250,000 a month guy because he niched down and picked a very small target audience. But when your market is $3 million or $5 million, I have no clue how big the market is for his product a month, you can pick a small part of the audience, 5 to 10%, and do that really, really well and still make insane amounts of money. So he did what I teach every single you've heard of me. Innovate your product, make it better, pick one audience and do that really well. But he just did it in way larger markets. We had another guy in our mastermind back in December of 2018. He sold 2,000 units in like 6 or 7 days of his product. $40,000, I believe, in sales in 6 days. Sure, it was a toy. Sure, it was Christmas. But he was only able to do that because there was that much money in the space to be had. If he had picked a smaller market where the top sellers were doing 20 grand, there was no way it would be physically even possible to do that much. So I realized we're not setting ourselves up to hit home runs. There is zero way we can change our entire lives with one product if the top sellers are doing 10 to 20 grand, because that's the max we can do. Maybe with an incredible product, we can do a little more. And so it's often, I find, easier to find products in these much bigger markets, because in smaller markets, you can't pick a one target audience or one customer need and that has, it's only 5, 10, 20% of the target audience, and do that really, really well. But in huge markets, you can do this. And so few sellers are teaching to niche down and do one part of the customer market so right that there's a lot of spaces. This is the easiest way I found to find products, especially for new sellers. Figure out the 4 or 5 different people using this product. Maybe this product's used mostly in the home, but 10% of people are using it in the car. So how does that change how we're using our product? Okay, so what can we do with it? So we design a product to be used in the car, keeping those things in mind, and then we launch it. In the title, it says, first thing, designed for in-car use. Then second picture, we show, hey, this is what it's like using it in the house. Here's the difference in the following pictures using it in the car, and this is what we did specifically to make it better. So few people are doing this, but It works really well in these massive, massive markets. Now, one thing I hear is, we don't have any reviews, Adam. How are we going to compete with his top sellers have thousands and thousands of reviews. I mean, Martin had sold units in Amazon, multiple units, before he even knew that his product had arrived in the warehouse. Review quantity doesn't matter. The quality of your reviews do matter quite a bit. If you're at 3 stars, everyone else is at 5 stars, you're screwed. But when customers see that, hey, I'm using the product in this manner, this is the exact product that I need, they're going to buy yours, even if it has 0 reviews. Now, some customers will be scared off by those 0 reviews, don't get me wrong, but still so many customers will realize they have to buy yours. So you don't need to worry about reviews. You just need to innovate over and over again. You guys have heard me teach about it. You've heard me in the course. Just preach about it. How to innovate. Stop looking at small markets. Every single product I have working on right now, we're working on 4 in my business, has the potential to sell 50K plus a month. If there's not at least one seller on the page doing 100 grand a month when I'm looking for products, I just go to the next one because it's not more work. I looked at how much work Martin did on his first product. I compared that to how much work I did on my first product. It wasn't any more work, and he spent less money on the product. If you see the top sellers are doing less than 50 to 100 grand a month, move on. There's no reason to set yourself up for those products when the bigger ones take no more work. If you want to see more about how I do product research, take a look at these 2 phenomenal videos I have teaching this innovation, and I'll see you guys in the next video.